it chooses to take.
There's one thing, and I didn't mean to interrupt you, but there's something that I really want to get to, and we don't have a lot of time. But
yeah.
But you've been working with these beings that are having contact with these felines, humanoid felines.
Yes.
And we've been having the same thing here. And also I know some scientists with like 9 PhDs and triple PhDs that they're also having contact and receiving technology from these beings. And my experience with them has just been incredible. Like they embraced me like I was one of them and welcome home and just a loving embrace. And now they have this movie Avatar out, and just that I mean that's a godsend. That movie, the information in it and the message in it is incredible. But what's your information concerning these felines?
Well, there's been a number of people that really relate to either the lion beings or the cat beings, and these were. I think for me, and the understanding is that they're all from the Sirius star system, and they start. I'd need to go on to what Tracy has told me about them more than anything. But what I understand is they're protectors. They are. They actually guard this planet, and this is what's related, I think, to the Sphinx and our connection to them. And the Sphinx and of course what the face on Mars as well is actually telling us that they were connected to Mars as well. But more than anything, it is about them being very much part of the evolution of this planet. They are the ones that have been assisting us to change and to grow and to understand our heritage. And I've always looked at you and known that you were one of the lion beings anyway, to be honest, James. I mean, just your whole energy says that that's why you're so connected to them. But I think the lion beings rather than the cat beings were the originals, from what I understand of what I've been told about them. And the cat beings were were related to them, if you like, slightly, what can I say, that came after a lot of the lion beings. But much of my understanding is that they are protectors. They are here when there's disasters on this planet. They assist with the transition into the other realms. And many of my clients have actually seen them at times of disaster. And I assume that things like Haiti and whatever, there would be a mix of those energies there to assist with that transition and what have you. Some of my clients have actually, gone astrally and seen them there. So all I can say is that they're very much involved in this planet, and certainly they're part of our ancestry. And certainly with some of us anyway, I would say that we are certainly connected with that particular system and these particular beings. And you, as I say, what I've always sensed with you, James, is that not only is that part of your origin, I know you've got a greater origin than that as well, but that's part of your imprint, if you like, for want of a better word. And much of what you're doing is really the same kind of thing. You're imparting understanding and wisdom, helping us to release the fear and helping us to understand the bigger purpose of who we are, which is, part of the whole energy of the lion being, as well as a very protective. And that's what I felt with you as well, is a very protective energy, a very supportive and calming and healing energy. Those are the kinds of frequencies, I relate to, the lion being.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's quite interesting. When I went on the ship, I was going out of body, and I went on the ship, and I met one, and her name was Bagit, and she just jumped up and ran towards me and gave me this big hug like I was long-lost family. And you talk about these things, and people think you're nuts and off the deep end. But, I mean, it was a real experience for me, and I have a lot of physical things that followed some of these events that prove to me that these are real-time events. But, people want physical proof of non-physical events, and I think any scientist, if they actually use logic, would realize, you can't take a beaker with you and
Yeah.
You don't have fifth-dimensional cameras, and things like that. So.
But the thing that gives this proof or evidence of reality is the hundreds that have talked about meeting lion beings and described them and drawn them. Now, these are people from all walks of life, from the nurse, the social worker to, a psychiatrist. And they've said, yeah, but I've seen them. So do we say they're all crazy? Or, evidence, testimony in a court is considered proof of something happening. Why isn't human testimony of their non-physical experiences and the fact that they profoundly change people from that experience, why can that not be evidence of a reality when there's hundreds of thousands of people saying the same thing? This is the whole point, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Do we say they're all crazy?
Well, in our history in India, they called them Narsringa, and they were the benevolent protectors. And then they have Sekhmet and several others, but I think Pashat, and there's all these different references to these humanoid lion beings, and some look more feline and some look more lion. But it's all in it. We're almost out of time, Mary. I want you to give the information so people can contact you and get a hold of your books and your information. So why don't you go ahead and give that?
Right. My website is www.acern.com.au. That's acern.com.au. But if you just type in Google Mary Rodwell, CERN will come up anyway, so it's not really hard. My email's actually on my website. And yes, really it's all there. There's, like yourself, we're pretty infamous on the Internet now, I suspect, James. So I've also got one of my presentations on YouTube called The Reality of Contact, which is an overview of, this whole area anyway into the Star Kids. So you can watch that, or your listeners can watch that as an overview of the whole thing.
Great. We'll have you here at the July 4th conference where we'll also DVT your presentation, and you'll have that available to do with whatever you wish.
Thank you, James, and I'm hoping I'm going to come with a film crew and perhaps my son as well.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
I'm planning on trying to get that to happen.
Great.
So I'll focus on that.
Yeah, unfortunately we're out of time. I've got to have you on the show because I know we could go on for hours, so I'll have to have you on the show again. But anyway, I can't thank you enough for coming on the show, and it's just been an awesome interview.
James, it's always a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much for inviting me.
All right, well, have a good day.
Take care. Bye-bye.
All right, this is James Gilliland with World Puja signing off. Hope you enjoyed the show.